Okay, hi everyone. We'll get this month's meeting started. We're still waiting for a few more people, but they'll be coming in throughout the meeting. So first I will start with introducing myself. My name is Sugar Paolino. I am co-owner and co-founder of Island Oasis. I take care of everything that happens in world. My partner, real life husband, co-owner and co-founder is Paolino. He takes care of all the techie things. He runs all the servers, builds the servers, does all the coding, makes it so that Island Oasis runs. And then we have Will Paolino. He is our region support director. He takes care of all region issues, any freeland issues, sim owners. If you have any issues or anything like that, Will is the point of contact you would go to. We also have Sophia Paolino, which will be here in just a little bit. She is our marketing director. She takes care of all marketing in world and out of world for Island Oasis. She also runs many other programs like Shop the Blocks kind of programs. We also have Kelia Paolino, who will not be able to make it today. She is our events director. She organizes and comes up with all events for Island Oasis. And that is our staff. Now we will move on to stats. Active regions. Currently we have 216 active regions. Total residents, we have 9,943. So by our next town hall meeting, we will definitely be in the 10,000 mark. Awesome job. Total logins the past 30 days is 4,384. Unique logins in the past 30 days is 922. Our new member count for May was 264 new members. As of this month so far, it's the 14th, we have 106 new members. So great stats. Damien, do you want to go over the money stats?
Yeah, 1 second. Give me a second to pull those up. Currency stats. Okay. The currency stats that we report at each town hall meeting essentially is a 30-day snapshot. What have we done in world, currency-wise, in the past 30 days? So we go and we basically track two statistics. One is total number of transactions, and that is the number of financial transactions between members in world, and the total volume of Paolinos that have been transacted over the past 30 days. And we track that so we can keep an eye on trends and see, give an idea when our busy season, slow season is, and that sort of thing. For the past 30 days, our stats are a total of 4,988 financial transactions have taken place between members in the past 30 days, for a total of just over, 524,000 Paolinos. So over 500,000 Paolinos has changed hands in the past 30 days. And the total volume of Paolinos currently in circulation is now at 2.2 million Paolinos. 2,239,695 Paolinos is what we currently have in circulation.
Okay, awesome money stats. We got a good solid economy going. Okay, moving on. What I want to talk about is meeting people. I will get IMs periodically, and people will say, "Is there anybody here?" And that I can help you with. If you just stay either on your free land or on your sim, and you don't venture out to meet anybody, you don't go to any events, you just kind of stay where you are, you're not going to meet many people. The best way to meet people is to be involved. We are trying to form a community here. And the bigger the community, the more friends you'll have, the more things you'll be able to do. Check our events page. That is one big thing. We have events going on every week at all different places. So definitely check the events page and go. In just a second. So if you go to the events, I know everybody is always looking to get more people at the events. Definitely do that. Town hall meetings is another great place to meet people. We also have our Facebook page where you can meet people there. We have our forums where you can meet and talk with people there also. There are also positions available to work with, as it's Candy Bar is the lead mentor here. He can attest to. We have greeters and mentors. Either of those positions, you will be able to greet all new members that land. So that is also another good way to meet people, because there's always people on the grid somewhere. They may not be right where you are, but there is always people here. So let's try to make this a community thing. Let's try to make friends. You know, when you see somebody, say hi. If you have your own region and you want to have friends, have a party. Get involved. Invite people over to your region. Just have a party, bring them over. Lots and lots of ways for you to be able to meet people. If any of you are interested or would like any more information on being a greeter or a mentor, please contact Candy Bar, who is here today. He will be able to give you all of the details. With a mentor, you get land with being a mentor, but there's more requirements for being a mentor. It's a paid position. Both things are a paid position. So if that is something you're interested, please contact Candy Bar and he will do what he can to get you set up. Okay, my last topic. Everybody has friends, whether real life or virtual. Bring them in, IO. Be proud of what you have done here in IO. So if you have friends or sisters or brothers or whatever, even ones that you don't get to see often because they live far away, Island Oasis is a great place to have your family here. So that way it's more than just a phone call. It's more than just a Facebook message or talking in chat or on Skype, talking to somebody in Skype. You get that more in-depth feeling when you're in a virtual world that you're actually talking to someone, holding someone, giving them a hug or a kiss because you haven't seen them in so long. Island Oasis will give you that opportunity. So talk to your friends, talk to your family, and bring them on in. Show them what you have here in IO. What we will do is, if you want to just jot your questions down, at the end of the meeting, we will go through and open the floor for all questions. Yeah, you also get paid. If you refer somebody, you would get paid. So, okay, so I am done. I am going to turn the floor over to Damien.
Hello, everybody. First, I want to start by saying thank you for coming to this meeting. We appreciate you being here. Really, I only have one topic I want to discuss today, and that is the new service that we are launching called Island Stream. I'll bring up the logo here real quick. Up on the board for those of you to see. We talked about this in our last town hall meeting. I'll talk about it a little bit again today. For those of you who may be familiar with the service, well, it's no longer in service, the service called SL Go. It was a service that allowed you to connect to Second Life via a streaming service, and the real attraction to that, and the thing that people liked the most about it, was the ability to access the virtual world through a mobile device, a tablet of some sort, whether it be a Droid tablet, an iPad, a Droid phone, an iPhone, or even if you're in a situation where you have a computer that is, maybe not capable of installing and running a full-on viewer, that service filled that gap. The SLGO service is no longer up and running, but we are launching our own streaming service called Island Stream. We're still in the beta phases of it. We've encountered a couple complications, but we're overcoming those. And I'm currently doing testing where I'm able to stream the Island Oasis viewer through a streaming session, working on getting the Droid and iPhone and iPad clients built, and then put them on the iTunes App Store and the Google Play Store so that you can download them to your devices. The service is a pay-as-you-go service. It's by the hour. It'll be $1 an hour to access the grid from your tablet or iPhone or iPad. And, it's a real convenience for a lot of people who are maybe on the go, traveling, don't have their laptop or their desktop with them, but they still want to be able to log on to the grid and, talk to folks, or, touch base with somebody, or check into something if you have an in-world business and you need to check on something. It's a great way to do that. It's also a great way to access the grid, to just socialize and check in with friends. And to touch on what Sugar was just talking about, if you have family and friends who you would like to get at them on the grid, and let's say maybe they don't have a computer that can run it, but maybe they have an Android tablet. This would be an ideal way for them to access the grid as well. So Island Stream will be going live. I'm shooting for the end of this month. I was shooting for the end of last month. We ran into some complications. We've overcome those, and now I'm just putting the finishing touches on the back-end services that have to be running to support the service, and working on finalizing the client builds. Once all that's done, we'll do a formal announcement. There'll be a whole support page on our site dedicated to Island Stream with instructions and how it will work, and pricing and breakdowns and all of that information. And we'll talk about it in more detail in next month's town hall meeting, just so everybody is informed, and we'll provide a large amount of documentation so that people know and can be educated in how the system works. So that's what I've been working on, along with just overall member support and maintenance on the servers and all of that. I think that's really all I had. Sugar, do you have anything else you want me to talk about or touch base on while I'm up here? No? Okay. All right. Well, I will hand it over to Will. Okay.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. I really don't have much to go over either. I just wanted to touch base on some of my findings in the field, mainly freeland. Freeland allows 280 prems per parcel. I am still finding that people are using way over that limit. I understand that prems can get away from you very easily, especially when it comes to furnishing houses, but it's really important that we abide by the covenant. Keep a close eye on your prems and make sure you don't go over that 280 prem limit. Also, the parcels, you can't connect parcel to parcel. There can't be anything in the waterways. We don't want to clutter up the free islands with everything. So we want to make sure that the waterways are free. Again, if you need any help, having problems with your regions, feel free to contact me. Email, IM, or mailbox at the Welcome Center. I do check it on a daily basis. Well, every time I log in, I go there at least twice a day to check it. That's really all I had. I want to thank you all for coming again. You make Island Oasis. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks, Will.
We're gonna get this floor fixed, right?
Yeah, I still have no idea why that's happening. Okay, a couple other things I wanted to go through. Here in Island Oasis, we have a zero tolerance policy for copybotting. We take DMCA filings extremely serious. There was a DMCA filed. I will not get in detail of who it was filed against. Items that were on that DMCA filing have been removed from the grid. So if you see that something is missing, it's most likely from that. If you have any questions, contact me personally, and I will talk to you as much as I can about it without disclosing too much. But that's just kind of a warning for future. If you or anybody you know brings in things that have been copybotted or anything, beware. People have their eyes open. We personally do not police content that is coming in or out of the grid. That would take a full-time 24/7 hour job. But when a DMCA is filed, your things are removed, and we will not allow people to profit from DMCA filings. So anything that they were trying to make a profit from gets deducted from their balance. So I just want everybody to understand in full that it's not worth bringing things in to Island Oasis that you're really not supposed to bring in. Now, on that note, there are many content creators out there that will allow you to bring their stuff in, which is great. They will give you an extended license as long as you have something documented from the original creator that states you are allowed to bring their items into Island Oasis. Then you'll never have a DMCA filing, because if the original creator gave you the okay, then you're good. It's when the original creator does not give you a license and you bought it from someone who bought it from someone who bought it from someone and then the original creator, and then you try to bring that in here, that could be a problem. Even if you brought it in good faith, it will still be removed from the grid. I have laws that I have to follow on what I need to do. So the best thing is, if you did not create, the items you have here yourself, please make sure that you are allowed to bring them here. And unfortunately, in Second Life, when people sell things for full perms, that does not mean it can be transferred to Island Oasis. You still have to go to the original creator and get their consent to bring their full perm items over here. So just kind of keep a heads up on that, because I wouldn't want anybody who's doing this in good faith thinking that, well, they bought this full perms to be able to bring over to here, to end up having a DMCA filed against you, because you just were not fully aware. We do have that on our website. I believe we kind of go the extra.
Well, we go the extra mile. We have our terms of service, but we also have another document on the website that you must agree to when you create your account, which essentially is importing guidelines, which essentially lays out the common sense rules that most folks should follow when bringing content, especially when you're porting content from one grid to another. Full perm in SL means full perm in SL. That's not necessarily permission to take it to a different grid. You might want to contact the creator and say, hey, is it okay? Sometimes the answer might be no. Other times the answer might be, sure, I'll sell you an extended license. It might cost you, but it gives you the freedom then to take it to other grids. Other content creators won't charge you an extended fee for an extended license, but they simply want to know where the content is being taken. So they might want to know, okay, what grid you're taking it to. And they'll just make a note of that so that they know in the future that if someone comes to them and says, hey, I saw your stuff on Island Oasis, he can look at his notes and say, oh yeah, okay, I gave someone permission to take the content there. So cover yourself. Protect yourself from any potential DMCA, and just like Sugar said, you could be the third, fourth, fifth person in line that purchased those items, and the person you purchased them from said, oh yeah, you can do whatever you want with it. Well, they didn't have the authority to give you that permission. You need to make sure you track it down to the original creator, just so you're protected.
Another good thing, if you are looking to bring content in from other sources that you yourself did not create, invite them to Island Oasis. Invite them to expand their shop into Island Oasis, so everybody on the grid will be able to enjoy what they have to offer, along with you being able to get what you wanted originally. So I know a lot of people in SL don't understand OpenSim. They've never heard of it. Most of them don't even know OpenSim exists. They think the only virtual world out there is Second Life. So definitely talk to some of the content creators that you like and just kind of explain Island Oasis. Because you may find that they'll come here and they will help you because you want their things. So definitely keep your eyes open for the content that you're bringing in, and just make sure that you're covered. Make sure that when you get it off a website, read the licensing. There's licensing on all things that you can download here, because there's many websites out there that you can get mesh, XML files, all textures, animations, all different things. But you have to read closely to what the license is for those specific items.
Yeah, a good example is there's a site where you can download mesh models free of charge. Doesn't cost you a thing, and they're beautifully made. But if you read the fine print, they're not for commercial use. And in a lot of cases, they won't even let you, even though you have the capability of downloading it to your computer and then uploading it into I/O or even SL, Their rules clearly state that their content is not allowed on any virtual world. So just be sure to read the fine print. Be sure that you make sure that you are covered. We don't police content, so the onus is on you to make sure that you're bringing things in legitimately.
Okay, Sophia is here and she's getting her voice all connected. So as soon as she's all set.
Jimmy, I'll address that. Scripts, generally, if they're posted on a wiki, they're free to use full perm. If someone wants their scripts protected, in other words, they don't want someone to use them, then they really should not be posting the source code on a wiki. It's kind of like, once it's there, it's there, because typically if a script is protected, in other words, no copy, no mod, or whatever, you're not going to find it on a free wiki where you can copy paste the code, So you're fine. You're fine there.
Okay, let's see how Sophia's doing. Okay, she has to relog. It'll just take her a second. Her voice is giving her issues on a viewer that she's using, so she's just quick relogging. While she is relogging, I can start taking questions if anybody has any questions.
I have one.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, if it's like I say, I know you're talking about the DMCA and the copybot, but like I said, I go on sites where it says, if for like for SL and OpenSIMs. So is that
Okay.
the same?
As long as when you're on that site and you look at a specific product that you're looking to upload, import in here, there should be a thing on there that says, well, not even in the terms of service. Even if it says OpenSIM. Because they may only want it for certain open sims, they may not want it on commercial sims. They may only let you do it for personal use where you're not allowed to resell.
Yeah, that I know. Yeah, that's why a lot of things I'm not selling because they're only for personal use.
Right.
But it's like it says to me when it says open sims. But what do you mean by commercial and open sim? They're not the same. You've lost me there.
Okay. Let me give you an example. Island Oasis is a commercial sim.
Okay.
A commercial grid. Why do I keep saying sim? I have no idea.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
There's Sophia.
Yeah.
We are a commercial grid, which means we have an economy, people make money, cash out money. There's a viable economy here, which means it's commercial. Now, if you go to a place like OS Grid does not make any money there. It's not a commercial grid. Everything in OS Grid from the OS Grid people themselves, not all the other ones that connect to it. OS Grid does not have an economy. They don't sell things. It's kind of everything is open source. Always get written permission from the original creator for anything reselling. It's the only way. Exactly. Yep, Wizard, you are exactly it. Just get written permission. Or if you're on a website and you're going to bring something in here, take a screenshot of the license.
Okay.
And just keep it. Just email it to yourself and keep it in your email or something. So that way. Oh, go ahead, Sophia.
Yeah, if I could just say one thing. A lot of people make assumptions and assume. So let's leave it this way. Unless you were given permission, you have to assume you don't have it. because when asked to provide it, you don't literally have anything to provide. So that's when you want to leave it out. If, like Sugar said, if you haven't, if there isn't like a website where there's a page, a web page or something where there's TOS that gives explicit permission, or you haven't talked to the original creator and they haven't made a deal, or you haven't purchased or bought an additional license where you have something documented, because when you buy it, you'll always have something documented. If you, what I'm saying, when you buy permissions, not when you buy the product, because a lot of us have bought things, but it doesn't give us permission just because we bought it. So my thing is if you don't have the permissions, just leave it out. When in doubt, ask, ask. I would rather be told by people, "Oh yeah, sure I do." That's fine. They're always happy to answer you, especially if they already give permissions. That's great.
So moving forwards, because there was the DMCA filing, there are people watching. So make sure that you have something to prove to whoever, because DMC filings can actually go to a real life court, and you could be sued a lot of money for taking somebody's virtual things, because that's their creation.
Well, it comes down to intellectual property. When someone invests time and energy into creating something, and then someone else copybots it and brings it in and profits from it, there is a legal precedent there for some sort of legal action to be taken. The DMCA is only step one in that process. That's the first step, which is the step of having the content removed from the platform, whether it be IO, SL, Facebook, MySpace, whatever. Wherever you're sharing that content, the creator can file a DMCA with Facebook. Let's say you shared a picture on your Facebook page and you're telling people that I created this image, I created this texture, look how beautiful it is. The original creator can contact Facebook and say, take that image down. And Facebook has no other option but to do so. Just like us, we don't investigate the validity of a DMCA. We simply are required by law to follow it. And so therefore, we are obligated to remove the content. The validity of the DMCA is determined in a court of law. So that would be between the filer and the claimant and the I forget the legal term for it, but the two people involved in the DMCA. It's between them, and they got to fight it out in court. And that's the way it works. And it could escalate from that. A good example: there were people in SL that were selling and making content with Disney characters. This was years ago. Disney came in and filed a DMCA and had all that stuff removed, and I'm certain Disney, they have no problems with filing lawsuits and suing people. None whatsoever. It's no there's no sweat off their back to bankrupt somebody in court. So, protect yourself.
Okay. They still do stuff like that with clothing. Yeah. If you're using any kind of name brand things, um, I don't think Disney or Nike or any of those kind of people are going to give you explicit permission to use their logo or their name. So just be careful. Okay, on that note, I am going to pass it over to Sophia. When she is done, we will open the floor for questions.
Hello, Sophia Paolino here. I am with the marketing department and also help out with as many things as I can here around the grid. So feel free to tap me for help for things. Um, Now, with the marketing department, mainly we're here to market Island Oasis outside of the grid, outside of Island Oasis. Here we're preaching to the choir. We have you here. Of course, we want you to stay here. I've created a couple of programs here in World to help you market yourselves further. And that's what we want. We want you to touch base with the residents that are out there and have a means to do so, but we don't want this to really be at high cost to you. So we've tried to make it as user and friendly as possible. One of those is a pay it forward program, capitalizing on people who like to give free gifts anyway. Many merchants out there have free gifts in their stores for people. It's a great way to get a sampling of your workout. So I've created the Pay It Forward program so that it is able to give a kiosk out. You just simply res a little kiosk right at your door. It gives a note card out that says all the other participants in the program. What it does is it just gives a note card out that has a landmark to a variety of stores. It doesn't play favorites to anyone. They're all just listed alphabetically, so that's kind of on there. Um, I've sent out recent notices. I've updated the note card, but it is up to the merchant end to comply with the program. There's very little rules to this program. It's simply pay it forward, like that sentiment of paying it forward of, we're giving something to someone with not expecting anything back. A lot of people give a free gift out just to say, hey, this is what I've got for sale in my store. Maybe they want to help new residents out. Hey, here's a new item, come see. What the great thing is by having that, people see what's in your store. They may decide to come back. While they're picking up the free gift, they're kind of looking around. The good part about being a participant in the Pay It Forward program is, of course, many of you merchants know about the networking factor. You know, they might be in, let's say, Candy Bar store, and maybe they've never been over to Jimmy Wolf's area. Well, if Candy Bar has a kiosk up, they may see Jimmy Wolf's landmark on it and decide to go visit him too. So it kind of carries over and carries over, which is nice. We're having a recent issue we're finding out with the program, and it's no one person's fault. And I realize there's a lot of work that merchants put into their stores, their shops, their venues, their areas, but we're finding a lot of the Pay It Forward landmarks go nowhere, literally go nowhere. So the most recent updated note card I had to send out, unfortunately, I had to remove the landmarks because if a new resident clicks on that, and one of the Pay It Forward kiosks is down at the welcome zone, then they're getting a landmark that literally takes them nowhere. And that can just be further cause for frustration or them to look at the note card and say, well, I'm not even going to use that, which kind of robs everybody who's participating the equal opportunity to be kind of showcased within the program. So the note card that's given out will continue to be given out and updated every month or so, or as we have new merchants. Sometimes there's not a need to send a new note card out every month because we haven't had any new merchants, but we definitely want to update it and send it out when we've had a new merchant. Jimmy recently joined the program, so we did update the note card, and that's when we found again many places we're not even there anymore. Maybe you still have a store in World, but you've moved. So it's really important that we have your current landmark location. So if anyone notices the new card and notices that your name or your merchant location is not on there, just pass me a new landmark that you've taken at your store and I will add it to the note card and I will resend that update. Now I'm going to wait about a week to do that. That way everybody will have the opportunity to send that landmark in. So I'm hoping to really go forward again with the program. The second program we have here in World is called Shop the Blocks. We do not offer just free stores for merchants who are here. We do want to open and offer a free showcase location for all merchants, so that's what Shop the Blocks is, and it works twofold. One, it allows us to advertise and hopefully solicit residents to go look at the items that are there because we can say, hey, look, this is a location where nothing will cost you over 100. It's either free to 100, but nothing more. So as a merchant, we want one of the merchant rules to be please don't list anything over 100. So recently I've had to return some items that were priced at 200, 250, one that was priced at 1,000 Paolinos. That kind of defeats the purpose of me being able to market that and advertise, hey, come look at a sampling of these wares. Like the Pay It Forward program, we do require you to have a landmark giver out to your main location. The purpose of this is to get residents to go to your Sims, to get them in your store, wherever your store is across the grid, because maybe they're not sure how to search for you or where to search for you. So we want to make sure that we're connecting people with you. So that's the other side, the other point. So it's really important that people A, have a main location. If you're new on the grid and you don't have a store, again, the Shop the Blocks booths that are free, by the way, for merchants, completely free, where you can put 30 prims there. We don't ask for any payment from you. It's free. What we ask from you is to put a landmark giver back to your main location and to not have anything over 100. So, got some pretty simple rules. I sent out notices several weeks ago, personal messages to people who were missing something. Maybe they were missing a landmark, or maybe I had to message them that they had items priced over the 100. So I did return the items and request a landmark. And then I followed that up a week later with a group notice saying pretty much the same thing to kind of get your group notice out. So I don't want anybody to be upset if this week when I check again, if there's still no compliance from those who don't have the landmarks. I can only assume, because if you don't talk to me, I'm not going to know. I cannot have Shop the Blocks booths being taken up by people who are not willing to put a landmark there. We don't want people to think that the Shop the Box booth is your only location here in World. We want them to know where you are. And we want them to go visit your venue, your location, your store, your shop, whatever you want to call it. We want them to have the opportunity to go visit you. And so it's imperative that you have a landmark giver out. So please send me a landmark. If you don't have time to do it, if you don't have a landmark giver script, let me know. I will give you a landmark giver script. But we are hoping that you'll do this on your own. But somehow, if for some reason you don't know how to do a landmark giver, get in contact with me and I will help you with it. I just don't want anybody to be out of the program because you're like, well, I don't know how to make one, or I don't know where to get one. We'll help you, but just let me know. But so far, I have sent out a couple of notices regarding that. So the big thing is while we're here and we're trying to help you have these opportunities, just don't get too upset if I've had to return an item that you priced at 1,000 or 250 or something. So that's all I ask about that. Um, Now, I don't know if Sugar covered or not because I was late getting the meeting due to real life issues, but we are hiring for many departments. We're hiring for mentors, which you can make contact with Candy Bar for that. Greeters also. I know I myself am hiring for the marketing department. So anybody in need of any jobs, let me know. So that's that. Um, we do have advertising that we do, and you can purchase that through the splash page, and that appears on the viewer when it loads up. It appears on our marketplace. Damien, did we go ahead and set that up? I had checked the other day a couple of times, a few times, where we're going to have the recurring charges. Was that up yet?
Haven't set that up yet.
That will be
Well,
set up.
That's my bad. I've been up to my eyeballs in other stuff.
well,
But yeah,
so far what we've had is the opportunity for you to advertise real time, and that's when anybody starts their viewer. It's going to appear on the splash page, and it's kind of in a rotating thing. We'll take up to 30 ads from people. We have 30 slots available, and that's monthly. The good thing is coming very soon. Um, we'll be able to set that up like a recurring payment for you in case you don't want to go monthly and list your ad every single month. Those who are landowners pay their tier for their land to the grid every month. And it's just automatically debited from their account, and so through PayPal. So this is what we would do, the same thing. Slacker. This is what we're hoping to do as well with the splash page for your convenience. So anybody who does want their ad listed every month just to be recurring over and over again. Now, correct me if I'm wrong again on this, Damien, where you don't have to go through the whole process. You just do it once, and then if and when you want to change your ad, you would just pass that new advert to Damien, and he can just plug it in place because you would already be set with your recurring payments. Okay, so that's on that. So, um, And again, I am so sorry I missed the beginning portion of the meeting, but as far as our free resources here, we have many, and I'm feel free to share this with people who are outside the grid because I think it's a huge contrast to some other places out there. Although we are a closed commercial grid, meaning, the money and everything does stay here. It's not shared or open SEM or nonprofit or no money can't cash out or anything like that. Um, we do have a support note card for merchants, businesses, venues, destinations, any of that. So if anyone needs one of those note cards, let me know. And in short, what this is it lets you know a variety of ways that you could help market yourself. And that's anything from putting it in your profile to starting a group to maybe joining one of those Shop the Blocks or Pay It Forward programs and the benefits of each. Connections to our Facebook group page and our Facebook business page. So, all of those, for example, are free resources of how to market yourself. We recently have put down new ad boards, and that recently means just in the last couple of months we put down some ad boards in our public sandboxes. So don't forget to go advertise there. That is a place where a lot of people fairly visit frequently. They'll go at least check out if they're a builder or merchant or hang with their friends. Sometimes I've met plenty of people in a sandbox, believe it or not, where they're not even a builder or merchant. They're just there hanging out with their friends because their friend is. So the billboards there are for rent. They're very inexpensive. They're only 25 a week, and they are through the grid. They are grid owned. Also with the Shop the Blocks, there are ad boards there that those are like $1 a day advertising. I think the highest board there is $7 a week. And that revenue just goes back to paying enrolled staff, enrolled currency for the marketing department. So, feel free to make use of the boards. There are some residents who are already doing so, which is awesome. But yeah, feel free to make use of those. Those are low cost. But the other resources, at least those are free. So we try our best, even though my personal focus tries to be outside of the grids, we try our best to connect you with the rest of the people in and outside of the virtual world. And I also have a group tag in the marketing department. If you are somebody who just wants to reshare posts that I have that are going to a variety of different locations over the internet, or maybe you have a blog or a website and you want to share those, let me know. Marketing associates often take our print copy that we have and our ad copy that we have, our adverts, and they'll share it on their own blogs and websites and resources. We're all more than happy to share our advertising with other people who are willing to also post it, and very grateful and thankful too. So that's all I have to say about that today.
Okay, awesome. Oh, there I go again. Yay! Crash to the floor. Okay, all Paolinos, if you want to head up here.
Well, stepped on my toes.
It's because he's a brat that way. Okay, we are now going to open the floor for any and all questions, comments, and concerns. If you had questions on an earlier topic, now is the time to bring them up.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Hey, where can I find a suit like Damon's got there? I need some clothes. I'm tired of wearing rags. I told you this morning I'm looking for a good place where I can buy some clothes. And
On Charm
the
Sim.
females got their the females got their thing going on, and the males is looking like slums.
There are many places around here in Iowa that does sell um, good clothing and things. As Paolinos, we do not show favoritism, so I will always tell you that you have to look and search, and I will give you specific keywords that you could look at. Clothing, clothes, men's clothes.
I have looked
Yep.
all over Oasis sugar, and I haven't found nothing. I haven't seen nothing like what Damien's wearing, and I'm
Uh,
looking for that place because
I can tell you that's here.
I can tell you it's on the grid, so you haven't looked
Oh,
everywhere.
yes. Give him a landmark.
Okay, that's
There you go.
good.
Zoe can give you a landmark. I can't.
Yeah, because I'm not a person.
Yeah,
I'll give you
as
a landmark
Paolinos,
for it.
we keep
Oh
ourselves
no, my
extremely neutral.
my crash. Oh no, okay, I thought it was
Okay.
crashing.
Nope, you're still there.
Yeah, let me just go into your get your. I got a question about the advertisement. I know you guys have a kiosk in SL because we've been there and we've looked at it. Like because my SL dad Sebastian, we're opening the casino. Are we allowed to advertise there? Just put a little ad that we have something in Oasis.
I will talk with Sophia probably this week, and maybe that's something that we can do, Sophia. Throw some ad boards if people from IO want to rent or whatever space in the IO
Yeah, little
info
kiosk
portals.
that you guys. Yeah, exactly. I love
Yeah,
my
and
there.
because we have
Yeah,
info
for
portals in SL.
for well over a year and a half, I had 3 or 4 different locations NSL, and one of them was specifically nothing but testimonials and ads from residents. It got
Oh,
a
okay.
little too costly after a while for that one, for one of the ones that I had, so it just closed about 2 months ago. But I left that completely free and did that one on my own, and that was completely free through another venue where a lot of people went shopping for items. It was in the middle of a shopping center. And we had a lot of people, a lot of click-throughs on the boards, getting the note cards and the advertising. So I am a fan of doing something similar to that again.
Okay,
Okay,
so
yeah, we could talk about that this week, Sophia, and then Zoe, we can get back to you.
yeah, or
Um,
Dad should be back in. Well, he's in now every morning because that's what we've been working on the casino, and we were talking about advertising, and I says, well, I know you guys have something over there, which would but how would we just put like the we can't put a landmark, we just put the address on a note card, or how would people know?
you would put the website,
Okay,
and
so
because
people, yeah.
we have IO URLs, so you could put an external link where they could sign up for Island Oasis and then get to you. So there's a couple different ways that you're able to do that.
Okay, perfect. Then I'll
Yeah.
let him know, and that because it was one of his questions.
Okay, no problem, Zoe. Okay, Michael, is that Michael or was that Michelle? I know you had a question. Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, what does the MCA stand for?
It stands for Digital Millennium Copyright Act.
All right, let's do one question at a time, though. Go ahead, Michael. Regarding meeting people and events, I wanted to say that the events are too much focused on U.S. time zone. I am from Europe and feel like we are being forgotten here. Now and then I see events. The way to kind of change that, usually IO events are not only like a 2-hour event. They're like a week long or a month long, running 24/7 is typically what the IO events are. For people that are not U.S. citizens and they're not in the U.S. time zones, the only thing I could say is start bringing in friends, and you guys can organize events and activities and things.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to the other grids that are busy and they've got events late in the evening, early in the mornings that accommodate the European time zones, that's because they have members that are organizing those events. The grid's not doing it. The members are opening clubs, they're holding events. That's why SL is busy 24/7. It's not the grid, it's not Linden Labs, it's the members that are having events during those time zones. And so we invite you, Europeans, to come in and start organizing those events. And that's how that's how any grid creates busy events all day and all night long. It's done by the membership.
Yeah,
And
I
I
would
think,
love to have. Oh, sorry, Sophia, go ahead.
yeah, I've been at events where, people are like, well, do you have events other times or, things like that. And I said, well, for the grid events, we try to take into consideration all time zones to try to pick a time that's best for everyone. It's not to play favorites to the US or anything. And I think most of the ones who have been having events at this point are going by probably traffic, when they see that people are here. But yeah, I would say make some outreach calls to people who are doing events, see what they say. Just like there was just mentioned a opening for someone that they're having a grand opening coming soon. If correct me if I'm wrong, Zoe, that's you, right? That's a
Yeah,
24/7 one going
Sebastian
that day.
is doing
Yeah,
his casino.
Right. Okay. So
yeah.
that one's a 24-hour one. So we do have some residents here on the grid who will be doing some things that are 24/7. So yeah, just kind of network it. Let people know what you're wanting. There's a lot of people out there who are more than willing to comply with what people are requesting.
And I know
Right.
that we are going to. I know that we are going to not advertise, but ask, if people wants to do any showings or any events at the casinos. There'll be openings for that too. So they want to,
I
like I says,
know, I know that with Island Oasis, we do have venues open. We have the social club, the nude beach, ecstasy.
there's a new
Um,
beach.
yes, Zoe,
How come
there's
I
a nude
didn't know
beach.
that?
Ah,
Oh my gosh! Been here how
yes,
long, and I did not know there was a new beach. I'm gonna have to go
yes,
investigate it.
Blue
Oh
Water
my.
Nude Beach we have. Um, so if anybody would like to rent those out or DJ at those times, I know if you contact Kelia Paolino, she is looking to have DJs um, at all of those clubs at all time zones.
That's hard.
Okay? You could try and contact Kelia Paolino.
If she's not on, I'm always on. Always on.
I have a real life radio show. Okay. Yeah,
The
bring
thing,
some of your followers in
yeah, the
Iowa
thing,
when you come to DJ.
the thing to remember is when someone in a virtual world opens a club and they start holding events, they're typically going to hold those events during the time zone that suits them. And so depending on who's running the club, those events are going to occur during time zones where they're mostly on and busy. So if we get more people from Europe and more people from those time zones in here and active and participating and opening clubs and having events, then we will have more events 24/7. Obviously, that's our objective. We want that. We're a US-based grid. We are based in the United States, so a lot of what we do is sort of surrounding those general time zones, although we try to accommodate all of them. I have a real life job. I have to get up in the morning. I can't be up all night at events. Same with Sugar. So, it's hard for us to do that, but we welcome and we invite all of our members who are from Europe. Yeah, and encourage you guys, all of our members who are from those other time zones, to, pick up the mantle and say, okay, I'm going to start a club and I start having events that are conducive for time zones in Germany, and let's see if we can start getting some activity going on. And during the overnight, what's overnight for me? Because there's nothing more I would love than to see that happen. But that's what happens in SL. That's what happens in all the other grids that are busy. It's the membership that fosters that activity.
So I hope that answered your question. Okay, does anybody else have any other questions, comments, or concerns? I see Dream Gal typing. Yes, I am getting asked from Germany, France, Holland about the club hours. Our clubs, I can only speak for Island Oasis clubs. Everybody else would have to speak on their behalf for their clubs. Our clubs are open 24/7, never closed. We are looking for DJs 24/7. So we just need to get the people here that are going to be at those times. Tell them bring their friends. Right there is a party.
Exactly.
Like Sugar said, those clubs are available to rent. So if you've got a group of folks from Europe and you want to have a party, let Sugar know. You can use the social club. You can use the Enchantment Oasis. You can use Ecstasy and have your party there. You know, we're willing to accommodate that way to get some activity, get some people in the grid and having a good time, because that's really what it comes down to. It's about having fun. At the end of the day, this is a video game.
Yeah, this is a place for people to be social and have fun. To pay it forward free gift. Does it have to be? Oh, Sophia, that's you.
You can certainly box it if you want to, or as long as it's set out where anybody is free to take a copy. Either way, some people box it, some people just set it out where it's click free to take a copy or set to sale for $0. How you present your free gift is simply up to you. Just any way you want to do it.
The DMCA stands for Digital Millennium Copyright Act. It was enacted, I think, in 1988. And it's intended to protect the intellectual property of others. Yeah. We have a page on our site that explains it in some detail. I can actually post that link here. If you go to our website, islandoasis.biz, you'll see at the bottom, DMCA notices.
I also have a note card
that
down
link.
the world if anybody is wanting links to the actual.
Look, this has links to it also.
Okay, there we go.
There you go. So you can go to that site. No, it's not islandoasis.com, it's islandoasis.biz. Islandoasis.com will take you to the website of the company who makes the frozen drinks. Yeah. So that link I just posted, that will take you and explain to you what the DMCA is, and there's links to the official government sites, the .gov sites, where that will explain in detail what that is.
Okay, does anybody else have questions, comments, or concerns?
I was just wondering
Terry's
about
typing.
what's the next photo contest about? I don't know. I can't remember if I got it. I must have had a note card.
Let me get that up, and that's one thing I meant to say. We'd had a couple of members of people who vote on the photographs who were away real life due to real life things, and so we need to get the voting done on the past one. We just recently ended the third. We're already almost done with the fourth topic. Let me get that up here real quick.
And that one was the I'm lost here.
While you're bringing that up, Sophia, I'm just going to quick add something here. Kelia just wanted me to quick let everybody know that she's looking for contestants for the talent show. Models, comedians, singers, or anything else people want to showcase. So if you are looking to be in a talent contest for in any aspect, please contact Kelia Paolino, and she will get in touch with you and I guess work things out from there.
Okay, the fourth contest, which we're currently in the middle of, we haven't even announced the winners of the third, although it has been concluded. That's the families. We'll award the prizes soon on that. But the fourth photo contest is communities genre specific, and what that means is actual communities. We're not looking for somebody built a city. We're looking for a community of actual um, genre specific topics, like maybe represent the furry community, or the LGBT community, or a biker community, something of that nature. So it's photographs that would go along with that. The point of the photo contest is the winner actually has their image shared and gets their name listed with that as the creator of the photography. We show that on Facebook and a variety of other sites and whatnot. But there's a reward. So if you're participating in the photo contest, you simply upload your photos directly to our gallery. Let me get the link here. Okay. So that'll take you to our news site. And at our news site, you can get to that through the top where it says for residents. There's a gallery, and you submit the images right at the bottom. You'll be able to scroll through some of the past images that participated in other contests. I did have one that recently got eliminated from the most recent contest. Unfortunately, it was an awesome picture, but they photoshopped it. So we want to make sure that that's not being done. We just want, I don't care what bells and whistles in your own viewer you use for the image, but we want to make it to where it is possible for someone to recreate that when they come on the grid. The reason why we don't want the photoshopped images is because it actually does more of a disservice. They expect to see that when they get here on the grid, and then when they get here and it's not here, people can be a little bit disappointed when it's either the location isn't here. So number one, has to be images taken on this grid of locations here in this grid, but this will be communities. So that's the sort of community sort of thing that we're looking for here with the final. And I'm going to go ahead and extend the entries for that until the end of the month, because we were delayed on the voting and awarding of the prizes for this past one, which was families. So we'll be accepting the entries until the end of this month for that one.
Okay, any other questions, comments, or concerns? Alright, Terry, yes, I have invited 2 friends to the grid. I'll be inviting more. Second life favorite area of my main store that I love friends, and if it was a change. So people ask me, where do I get this? Where do I get that? Do what I want to do here, do there. Business owners, creators, DJs, I'm making all of my stores and me. Oh, that'll be good. No, that's good. Yeah, we are always looking for those things, Dream. Those positions are really important. Okay, then we are going to wrap this meeting up. Again, thank you all for being part of Island Oasis. Us Paolinos can build the land and the grid, but you guys are what makes Island Oasis possible. So I really do appreciate each and every one of you for being a part of Island Oasis. And on that note, I'll see y'all around town. Bye.
Bye.